From the udder, straight from the udder, yeah, 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 straight from the udder, straight from the udder, let us go! Hey, welcome back, straight from the udder. This is Sparky, and we got Log to my right. Yet again, this is the second weekend in a row we don't have Mullet-Man, because the night before he texted us he has a wrestling tournament, and he didn't tell anyone.
Yeah,
So
always telling us last minute too.
it was like, what, 10 o'clock last night?
Yes.
And now we're recording at like 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, and he said he didn't realize they had a tournament.
Dude, yeah, this man never knows anything. Like, it was the same reason last week, so I don't know.
Either way. So, how's your week going?
Oh, not too bad. I don't know. Not much happening, really. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, not much happening. It was, we got the snow Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So it
Yeah.
was Sunday morning, me, Mullet-Man, and our manager. And our manager is back making cakes. We had 2 customers in about 3 hours. I mean, not a surprise, because the roads weren't all that great. But I don't think I've ever seen Mullet-Man so happy to see a customer. This man was jumping up and down for joy. He was like, yes, customers, let's go.
Yeah, usually he's like yelling at them
He's like,
in a more negative way.
ooh,
Yeah.
customer, I want ice cream.
Yeah.
But yeah, never seen him so happy. And then we worked the next, I guess it was, we opened up again Wednesday morning. It was the same 3 of us.
Yeah.
And we were busy in the
Yeah.
morning. We
Yeah, I
opened
bet.
up, we had like 5 groups of customers
Yeah.
at like 12 o'clock in the morning for ice cream. And then,
I
of
believe
course,
that.
didn't you say it was like busy that night too?
Yeah, it was crazy. I was like, why?
So I
It's
guess they
cold
they
out.
missed our ice cream. But the one funny thing that happened that day was there's still like a little bit of like snow on the roof,
Mm-hmm.
and Mullet-Man was shuffling like some of the snow off the sidewalks, for people to go out. And this dude gets out of his car. He decides to just stand there under like where the snow would perfectly fall. It was a lot of snow too. And he just stands there for like 5 minutes talking to Mullet-Man about, I don't even know what. Mullet-Man doesn't even know what. But my manager's like, oh Lord, I hope the snow doesn't fall right on top.
I bet that's what happened.
No, fortunately it didn't. It was
so.
but I would have found that hilarious.
Yeah.
But then it was about an hour later, and I served the customer on the far counter. And then he was about to walk out to the front door where the snow was.
Mm-hmm.
And this dude literally parked right under it. And he's about to get out, and all the snow just comes piling down on top of his car. Fortunately, this dude was literally at the door, ready to go outside, so he would have got destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
This dude was he had just put his mask on to come out into the store. So unfortunate. I would have loved to see. What if he would have opened the door at the right time?
And just got all in his car and on him. Yeah, that would have been hilarious.
But do you have any funny stories from the past week?
Yeah, so I got one going on BDM's last day.
Oh.
And
it was his birthday that day.
Yeah. Quick shout out to him. He no longer works at our ice cream shop. He's off to college and probably never see him again. So
probably not.
Good luck to him.
He was trying to convince me to go to Ohio and get a NASA internship with him. I said, not in Ohio, sir.
Yeah. Anyways, this guy comes in and he orders 2 cones, and for 2 small cones, and one small cone is $2.01, and then 2 small cones is $4.01, and he's like, $2.01 for 1 cone, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, then how's it $4.01 for 2 cones? And so like he's arguing me about the price, and he's like, something about, I don't even know what. He was like, how can it be $4.01 like if it's 2? I was like, I don't know. So then me and BDM did the math, and we were like, this guy's retarded because of the taxes. It doesn't round up to a nice even number, so it like doesn't double like it should.
Yeah.
He was just arguing with me, and I was like, no, you're wrong. And he goes, oh, well, that's okay. I just had to know because my wife's gonna yell at me when I tell her that I had to spend 1 extra penny. I was like, what?
No, well, and then it's what, 3 cones? It's like 601.
Yeah, it doesn't go up to 802 until like 4 cones. But yeah, he was just arguing with me over the price. I was like, "You're wrong. I'm right. Get out of my store."
Oh, before I forget, Book Guy came in last night. Before I forget, Book Guy came in last night.
No.
And of course, Coco and our friend Sticky Vicky fell into the trap of telling him their first name. So he's like, "I'm gonna be looking for your social media to follow me," and they were like, "Oh." I told him as soon as they did, I was like, "Bad mistake. Next time he comes in the store, if he sees you, he's gonna destroy you for not following."
Yeah.
And then he was saying something to Coco, who was on register, about like taxes or something like that, and how like in South Africa they don't gotta pay taxes. And this is bullcrap in the United States. I think it was something crazy like
Dude,
that.
yeah, this guy's crazy.
And then
Oh, thank God I wasn't there.
when Sticky Vicky he wanted some napkins. When Sticky Vicky handed him some napkins, he bowed to her. He just like put both arms to his side and just started bowing.
Oh man.
And
Hey, I'm the only one that's getting my name in one of his books though, so
Wolverine.
yeah, he was like, "Oh, Wolverine."
But and then another funny story was, this is a quick one, but this lady like calls on the phone. And I pick up and she's like, "I can't find your store on DoorDash." I'm like, "That's because our store doesn't have the capabilities to do DoorDash." She said,
Right.
"Fuck," and hangs up. I'm just like, what just happened?
Oh, I wasn't ready for that. Oh,
Dude, I was amazed that a
yeah.
customer would say that. I guess they really wanted DoorDash. But and then there's the next day my manager is telling me about how she had this one lady who called her, and she was like, "I was in the store last night and I found a hair in my ice cream." And when he's like, "Okay, well, I want to see some proof of like that you bought something or a picture of this, and then I can get you a refund." She hangs up on her. Then she calls back like 5 minutes later, and she's like, "My grandmother last week ordered a strawberry shake. She wants to know why it was so red."
Same person.
So then the manager hangs up on her. Yeah, it was the same person.
What? Doesn't make any sense, but all right. It's too red. Strawberries are red. What's it
Exactly.
supposed to be?
I don't know.
Green?
I have no idea. And
Oh
then
man.
and then there was a similar issue yesterday. Someone was oh well, I'll get to that later. Someone yesterday, this dude walks in with a fanny pack, and
Okay.
he orders his ice cream, and he wants strawberry in it.
Right.
We hand him the ice cream. He's like, "Why is there cherry in my ice cream?" First of all, we don't have cherry,
Yeah.
and second of all, cherry and strawberries are both red.
Yeah, like how would you people are so ignorant.
The dude that came back in for the remember last episode I talked about the dude that got a vanilla shake but had chocolate in it.
Right.
Came back in, but unfortunately he didn't get the same thing.
Mm,
I was kind of hoping though,
yeah.
so we could just repeat the whole thing.
Yeah. Some people, I swear.
Dude, we got to talk about your first car.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, you know how I have the car that I have now.
Yeah.
Not actually my first car. My first car that I had for a total of 5 hours.
Wow, that's a very short amount of time.
So, we were driving along the road. And I'm like, oh, I like that car. So we stopped in and looked at it, and we test drove it. And when we get into it's like a little shack. We should have never bought this car from this guy. We get into the shack, and he's like, even speak like, he speaks English, but he has like a real hard like Indian accent. And he's like, "Excuse the mess. We just had to move everything. There was a mouse. We had to catch the mouse." And my mom's like freaking out. I'm like, "Oh my
She
god, here
she
we
should have
go."
called it since she called the last
I'm like, "Here we go. Here we go." So this guy he was kind of shady, not gonna lie. So we get the car, we test drive it, and then we come back the next day and we bought it, right? Well, I drove it to work that night, and then my mom drove it home because I was still on my permit. But she told me, she picks me up at work that night and goes, "We don't have your car anymore." I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, well, when I was driving it home, the check engine light came on. And so we took it back to the place, and it turns out the transmission's going out on it. And they knew about it and sold us the car, and they just cleared, like, you can, like, clear the code, like, cleared, like, you can, like, clear the code, like, the check engine light code.
Mm-hmm.
And they did that so that they could sell it. They were pulling some shady stuff. But, yes, and then I have the car that I have now, but yeah.
I don't know why. For some reason, I must be watching too many spy movies. But I thought when she was like, I went back to the place, it just wasn't there.
That'd be
There was
crazy.
just nothing there.
You know what? It's not there anymore. They went out of business.
I wonder why.
If you're like, I'm sure you probably see like the construction on Market Street.
Yeah.
And by that like Thai food restaurant.
Really? There was a...
Yeah, it was like, I forget what it was called. It was like, I don't know. It was...
I would not have trusted...
The little shack.
I would not have trusted... Did you at least get a good deal on it when you originally bought it?
Oh, yeah. And he gave us all our money back, thankfully, because he realized that we called him out on his shady stuff. And we only had the car for 5 hours. But yeah, they're pretty crazy.
And then, of course, got in an accident. The store. Do we want to talk about that today, or do we want
to... We can.
Okay. I'll go first.
Yeah.
So, I guess it was a Saturday night. It was me, Coco, and Mullet-Man, and maybe another female coworker of us.
Mm-hmm.
And the night before was Minithon, so I was up for all that time.
Right.
And then I got like I was able to leave early, so I left at like 5, 6 a.m. compared to like the 8, 9 a.m. that they were requiring you to stay.
Mm-hmm.
So I got like 5, 6 hours of sleep, and then I had to work an open to close. So boy, was I tired at the end of the night, 10 o'clock at night or something like that. And we're going to leave, and I'm the first one to pull out. And I will say I used to have a bad habit of like speeding out of parking lots, which I no longer have. But I reverse. And because there wasn't much room in the parking lot for some reason, I don't even know why, I had to like get really close to Coco's car.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought I put it in drive instead of reverse. So, since I was in what I thought was drive, I floored that shit. Right back into Coco's car.
Oh, yeah.
And then at first we thought it was fine. Like, everything on the outside looked fine. And we were like, okay, let's go drive it. But then Mullet-Man was like, well, actually, let's go look underneath. Like he got underneath the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Something with the axle of the tire. It was like bent out of place, like cockeyed. But luckily Mullet-Man saw it. We were there a while till the tow truck finally showed up. Oh, mm-hmm. I've never felt worse. Because his car almost got totaled.
From what I heard, Coco was pretty pissed.
I was pretty pissed at myself for being stupid.
Yeah.
But then the scary thing last night, luckily no one else was in the parking lot. But I reversed. And luckily, like I said, no one else was in the parking lot. I was in the middle of the parking lot. I thought I was driving again.
Well, not again.
But luckily I didn't floor it like I used to.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I just had flashbacks of that night.
Yeah, and then, I don't know, maybe like a year later, I backed into someone else, and it wasn't a coworker. So this is a stupid story because I was in a bad mood that night. I just played a game, right? I had a soccer game earlier, and Mullet-Man's like, come in for a Sheets run. I got big news. And I'm like, I don't really want to go, but Mullet-Man's got big news, so gotta pull up. So I get there, and he walks out of the store, and he's like, I don't have any big news. I just wanted you to come. I'm not in the mood for this. So, like, I was between... One of our coworker has this real nice BMW, and I think Mullet-Man's car was on the other side. So I was, like, being real careful, right? Well, there was this other person's car that, like, she met up with her friends and then left her car there. And so I wasn't really paying attention because I was pissed at Mullet-Man. And so I backed into this girl's car, and she wasn't there, so I had to leave a note. And there wasn't any damage on my car. There was like a little, I don't know, dent on her car. So I left a note. Well, so now I'm even more pissed. So I just didn't even go to Sheets. And I went right home. But this girl, she must not have like told her mom at first because I didn't get a call about the accident until like 3 days later. And so finally, she calls me. Her mom calls me, and I'm like, honestly, I don't really know what to tell you. Can I just give you my mom's? Can I just give you my mom's number? So then my mom handled it, but my mom's telling me this afterwards. Apparently, this girl like didn't tell her mom at first and was like, "Yeah, I just didn't thought you would believe me that somebody else hit me and that I didn't get in an accident." And so yeah, and she wouldn't have told her if her mom wouldn't have found the note that I left on her car in her bedroom. So
I got. I only really got one question for this girl though. You get a note like from someone else giving you information.
yeah,
I think that'd be enough proof, unless of course it was like fake numbers and stuff
right.
like that. But I feel like that'd be enough
Yeah,
proof to
it
go to
had
your
my name.
parents.
It had
Yeah.
my name and then my phone number and like that I hit her car.
I don't know.
Yeah, it
Some
was.
people are
I'd
crazy.
kind of like to meet the person, but you never know.
And then, have you ever been pulled over by a cop? Because I've only ever been pulled over once. I'll go first. So I was coming home from a basketball game my junior year of high school, and I sold my first car, which was kind of my brother's car,
Mm-hmm.
and which is now his car again. It's really so it was his car, then it became my car when he went to college. Now it's his car again, and I got a new car. But so it was just like right after my brother went to college, and I'm driving it home, and I see this cop just pull behind me. So I'm now like the most perfect driver. I'm going a
Mm-hmm.
nice 25 miles and a 25 mile.
Yeah.
I'm stopping at the stop sign for 28 seconds, looking left and right
Right.
28 times.
Right.
And so, like, I know it's not like he's pulling me, at least anything that I'm doing driving wise.
Right.
So, this street, like, there's a street that goes up vertically, and then I got to go down to come to my house.
Mm-hmm.
And he pulls me over right there. So, I was like, maybe a 3-minute walk from my house. I'm like, oh, Lord, I'm getting pulled over from the cop. But apparently, my brother / my parents never registered the car for like a year or two. But they gave me a warning because, it wasn't technically my car, and they
Right.
understood since I was only 17 at the time that
Right.
like I didn't really control that. And he was really nice. I was kind of surprised. I would have thought, yeah, he's really nice.
Yeah. Most cops
Yeah, I
are.
would agree.
At
But
least I know in where we live.
true. I don't know though. Sometimes cops can get nasty with like teenagers for
Yeah.
no reason.
Right. I don't know. Mine was. I think I already told this story. Actually,
I have no idea. You can
when I
just
ran
say it
that red
again.
light, and
Oh yeah, you
yeah, that was so stupid.
heck, I
like.
might have told mine already. And I have no
I don't
idea.
think so. I think that's the first time I ever heard that story. But yeah, I like ran a red light, almost got in an accident, and then the cop pulled me over, and I saw the cop. The cop, like I shouldn't, like I knew where he was sitting there. Like I don't know what I was thinking, and yeah, I think I got I don't remember how much the fine was. It was like 130 or something like that, and I got 3 points in my license. He was he was nice, but like he could cut me a break. That was the only time I've ever been pulled over.
But should we talk about? Actually, no. We'll wait for another time. I guess we'll go right into customer of the week to end this episode.
Oh, customer of the week.
So you know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
We already
should I
discussed
start
it.
this off?
Yeah, I'll let you start this
So
off.
these group of 4 teenagers come in, and the first one walks up to she actually like does a little spin thing, and she's like, "Give me a medium cookies and cream shake." And I was like, what? Okay, why'd you spin and do like finger guns at me? That was so weird. But then I guess she said something to you at the far counter then.
First off, these are like 4 of the most hillbilly people there.
Oh
And
yeah.
I can't tell, because they come in all the time. I can't tell if
Yeah.
they're siblings, dating, combination.
Yeah, I mean it might be some like fucking your cousin type
I have
stuff
no
going on
idea.
there.
But, and I serve them their ice cream, and I'm about to put like the straws and spoons in for them.
Mm-hmm.
And she just like laughs, and she's like, "Ooh, y'all, wow, look, write them out." Like, y'all. I'm like, what?
Yo, got the right amount there, y'all.
I just had to leave. I was like, can someone else get them some napkins? I
Yeah.
can't keep a straight face.
Yeah, that's the worst. Like, you gotta, like, hold it. Oh, this makes me remember something else that happened that was funny. So, this lady comes in and she's standing there and she's like looking up at the menu and she like reaches and like extends her whole body and like all of a sudden I'm like her flies down. All of a sudden I'm like her flies down. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So now I can't stop looking at it, but I want to, and you can't say anything because then it's like,
Why were you
why are you
looking?
looking? And so I'm like, well, I guess I'll make sure everybody else that works here is looking at it too. So I like whisper to everybody that her flies down. Now everybody's looking at it. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, no, that reminds me. The one time I was at the store and I was on register and I didn't realize my fly had to be down for like an hour. I had no idea. And this dude just like whispers. He's like, just points down my stuff, and he just like didn't even say anything. He just like
Uh,
looks down. But
yeah, I had to make sure mine wasn't down when I was telling my coworkers this. I was like, I can't be making fun of her if mine's down too.
but yeah, I guess after that